Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Finally got some air. Okay. I'm working on some projects. So I'm working on some jewelry for some people. So the jewelry that I'm making for the people, I'm not videotaping. But I am working on chokers, these necklaces right here for my fair marketplace. So I got to come back later on today after worship service, and I need to paint beads. So I'm gonna come back, work on some beads, and I think it was Keisha that asked me to show how I paint the beads. And I'm thinking it's maybe these right here. People are more interested in those little dot ones right there. I am going to do a lot of those. The yellow in particular, I think yellow and maybe orange. And I also have these right here with the polka dots. I like them all. And I put the after I use the paint. What paint is that I use? I don't even know the name of the paint. I'll show that later on, when I make the videos. But my goal is for these necklaces to have 4 to a case. So that's 4 units to a case. So that means all these wood beads that I got, I think I got maybe 300 wood beads left. And then I put 21 beads to a necklace. And then, let me see if I can turn this around without dropping everything. So what I'm doing is I'm using this, what's the name of this rope? Not rope, but you guys know what this is right here. So I'm using that. And then I'm going to get some, I got to stop and get some lobster clasps. And then I'm using that color wire. So I tie a knot there, put the jump ring in. I leave a little extra piece of the cord out, and then I wrap the wire around the extra cord. So I make sure the knot is like nice and tight. And then the extra cord goes into the bead. Then I wrap the wire around it so it'll secure it. So when I leave worship service this morning, I'm going to stop and get some jump rings and the lobster clasp. And I'm going to probably do the smaller lobster clasp because these are going to be more, um, not the real expensive ones, but, they'll cost a little bit, but not, like real expensive. So I'm going to use the smaller lobster clasp or any other little closure that I could find that makes sense. So this is how I'm doing these. And then we got the beads, all different kind of beads. Let's see if I could turn it around without dropping it. Knew that was going to happen. But you guys get the point. And you can see my table is an absolute mess. So I like them. In fact, I might wear these this morning. Keep them for myself. Wear them this morning just to get an idea how they feel. And I know they feel great because the beads, I wear the bracelets. So anything, well, not anything, but a lot of things that I make, like especially when you paint them and then cover them, I use the Mod Podge. Somebody else might use something else. If you're using something else that make a, like make sense and make it look prettier or something, let me know in the comment section. And then I can try it out and see, what it be like. But I like the way, they are. So I might even wear these today because I just bought myself a real pretty dress. So I might wear these. Might wear them today. I'll see. But I wear the bracelets from these type of beads, and they wear fine. Nothing wears off. None of that kind of stuff. So what I was doing with the bracelet, where the bracelet? They're probably in my room. I wear them. I put them in water. Like I'll put my hands in water and like do everything normal just to see how the beads hold up. And they've held up really well. I mean, like really, really good. So this is what I came out with. So I'm gonna do 4 units to a case. And I'm gonna try to get as many. Shoot, if I can get them all done, I got about 300 beads left. 21, 21 beads to a necklace. And they're basically chokers, you know, like chokers just with a little extra room. So it's nicely fit around the neck. So this is what I'm working on now. And I need to get a lot of these made. I'm going to do my best today. I do got some beads left. I might even have enough painted beads left to be able to, you know, make one more necklace. I think I might. So we'll see about that because I do got some. And then I like the beads where, let me see, is it up here? Oh, these type when I write on them. So I will write on some of them. And I think there's another one in here I wrote love on or something. Where's that bead at? Because I think I thought I put it on here. Yeah, I did put it on here. It's this one right here. You can see it says love. So I might even try to do some more of these. And I was going to say that too. If any of you got, oh, somebody was asking me about fair. They sent me an email, was asking me about fair. I do good on fair. I do decent on fair. And I think the only reason why is because it does take work. I don't know if people think, you know, you can just maybe make stuff and put stuff there and just leave it and it sells. Nothing works like that. If you have a website, if you have a Facebook page, if you have Instagram, if you're doing YouTube, if you're doing anything, none of it you can just put and you know, you make sales. It just don't work like that. Not unless you some person, you know, a business that people just absolutely know, like the Gap and Target and Walmart. I mean, people just know them places to absolutely go and shop. And Amazon, you know, but like us, small businesses with our little products and stuff, we got to really push it. And if it's by email, if it's posting on social media, if it's word of mouth, if it's doing outside events, if it's like sending gifts to people that weren't even expecting a gift, if that means donating some items to a place just so people can get familiar with, you know, what it is that you do. There's little different ways that you have to do to make people aware, and it's like you have to keep making people aware. It's not like, you know, you put it out there and you keep it out there and then you stop doing it and people are going to remember you. It's like, no, you have to keep it out there. You have to keep pushing it, you know, if that is what you want to do. Now, some people are creating just to create because it's their private, peaceful place. And that is the jazziest stuff ever, that God has blessed you with a perfect place of peace. You know, thank him every day for that because everybody don't have that. Um, and if it is, you just making it because it's your perfect place of peace and it's what you like to do, praise God for it. But if anybody is making items and you're making them and you're wanting to try to find places to sell, you have to first have a website. And I think we had talked about that before. You got to have a website, especially for fair. You got to have a website. And even if it's just a one-page website that displays your product, right? And it's almost like I was telling somebody this, it's almost like some people have to take medicine. And you might be required to take that medicine every day, 3 times a day, right? And a person is going to take that medicine every day, 3 times a day, because he or she knows the benefit in taking that medicine every day, 3 times a day. So it goes for your little small business. Every day, all during the day, something is required for you to do. Something is required for you to do, right? Absolutely something is required. And then you just have to think about this. I tell my clients this when I'm talking to them, you have to find a starting place. It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle. And I'm hoping, thinking everybody has done a jigsaw puzzle at one time in their lives, especially when we were younger people. And with a jigsaw puzzle, what is it that you do? You find a piece and you begin to work around that piece. That's a starting place. You have to find a starting place. So if the idea is to sell your jewelry, you know, it in as many places as you possibly can, then by all means, you have to find a starting place. And generally, that starting place is a website. It's a website, it's a marketplace, or more than one marketplace. I'm on more than one marketplace. More than one marketplace. Some places like Poshmark, you have to do like bundles. You might have to put like 6 pair of earrings or 3 pair of earrings and 2 bracelets and sell it like that, because on Poshmark, one item, selling just one item with, the shipping cost is not sensible, for people. People just ain't doing that unless it's some brand name or something. But if you bundle, that's a good place to do bundles on Poshmark. Um, I was thinking about, man, I lost my thought process, but I was thinking about Poshmark. That's a good place to do bundles. If you're looking to, if you're looking to sell somewhere, and just I was going to say on the Facebook page, I think there's information. I think I put information on there about different marketplaces that you can look into. Walmart is one of them. Walmart is one. Amazon has a marketplace for handmade items. Target has a marketplace. Target, Walmart, Amazon. Man, there's a couple of them. But if you go over to the Facebook group, Jewelry by BDK Creator Zone, you will and go up to Files and click on Files, and then there should be a drop down of all those different files that are in there. And I think that information is in there. People are trying to find Jewelry by BDK Creator Zone, but you're finding that old Facebook page, something about Jewelry by BDK $5 items. That's not the one. That's the wrong one. It's Jewelry by BDK Creator Zone. But I need to go in there and figure out how to delete that other one out. I haven't figured that out yet. Really ain't put no energy into it. But I'll go in there and close that one out. Then that way people won't get sidetracked. What else was I going to tell you guys? Fair.com. It's a good place if you want to sell wholesale and if you want to make, because the thing with us artisans, we don't like to make the same item. We like to do different items. I know for me I do, but I've had to get into the habit of making an item and duplicating it for that Fair website, right? I've had to get into the habit of doing that because remember, those people on there are like they're retailers. They might have a boutique. They might have a store. They might be buying for casinos. They might be buying for hotel gift shops, hospital gift shops. They may be even buying because they sell at events and stuff. So they want to buy in quantity as opposed to just, one solo piece. Not unless it's some extravagant piece like necklaces that, we do, or, like a set that's just a really different set. Yes. But many times, most of the time, they want wholesale. That's why they're on the platform, because they're wanting to buy wholesale. And that's okay. So I'm working on these now. Hopefully I can get a nice amount of them done today, because I'm just like, oh, way. And then I need to clean my little space up. Look at that. Stuff just everywhere. It's just everywhere. Just everywhere. And I start off with everything all nice and in its containers, and it ends up looking like this. It's like, Lord. But anyway, that's all I wanted to share today. I am working on chokers, and everything right now is pretty much for the fair.com marketplace is what I'm doing. And anything and everything, takes work. It's not like we can just put stuff and put it there and it happens for us. That's just not how it works. It does take a lot of work. So wanted to just stop by and say hey. And it's Sunday, and I hope everybody enjoyed their day. And we got some new subscribers, and I want to thank you for subscribing to the Jewelry by BDK YouTube channel. And I hope you see some things on the channel that provoke thought, and maybe even give you the idea to start selling somewhere, and if you're making some really beautiful pieces, then, get out there and sell them. I was going to say this too, though, when before COVID, I think what was the last event I did? It might have been Santee. I think I did the Santee Street Fair. So at the Santee Street Fair, I don't know if any of you guys have ever gone to the street fairs, you've gone to the music festivals, you just been out there, maybe not as a vendor or a person. And you notice that a lot of people out there are older people. So a lot of these people have been out there selling and been grinding and doing this for like years, right? But when COVID hit, a lot of those same people are not going back out there. They're just not doing that because of fear of COVID and monkeypox and whatever else they done put out into the universe, right? So there are spaces. There are spaces and there's places for new people, new artisans to take those places. Because then people are not going back out there. They just not doing that. And they've been out there for years. And it's almost like it was almost like not an excuse, but maybe a way for them to actually stop, going out there selling. And some of them do have websites, so they're probably doing, online now. But if you're new to it and you're wanting to get out there and, sell at different events and, just be a vendor and stuff, I'm gonna tell you the spaces are open. They looking for people because everything is starting to get back in motion, and they got events and they having street fairs and music festivals, and they moving forth. So if you want to get out there and like test your product in the marketplace, now is the best time to do it, before other people lock those spaces down. And just keep it moving. But it does take work. It take a lot of work. And if you don't see any fruit, from your harvest in the very beginning, that's okay. Just keep nurturing it, keep watering the ground, and make sure you planting in good ground. And you know about that in the book of Matthew, where it talks about, seeds falling on certain type of ground. You don't want it falling on stony ground. You don't want it falling on dead ground. You want to plant seeds in good soil. So that means doing a little bit of research and then finding out, if those venues are the best place for your product. And then I was going to say this too. Oh, somebody had asked me too about selling to stores, maybe stores or boutiques. Watch this, my people. Presentation. So let's say I'm a store owner and you come in and you say, hey, Darlene, I make a line of jewelry. And I say, oh, okay, what kind of jewelry you make? You say, oh, okay, well, I make beautiful boho jewelry. I make a beaded jewelry, hand painted, wood beads and bracelets, necklaces, and all this stuff, however you describe what it is that you do. And I say, oh, okay, well, do you have a website? That is going to be my first question. Do you have a website? Because I want to see what you have without me being obligated for you to bring something in, right? So if I say, well, instead of saying, do you have a website? I say, oh, okay, can you bring something in? I'm not going to say that because then there becomes this sense of obligation that I have to buy something from you. So it becomes, well, do you have a website? And you say, oh, no, I don't have a website, but I could bring some items in. It's like, oh, okay, well, let me look at my calendar and figure out what's the best date. But see, that way I can keep getting out of it by saying, oh, okay, the date that we're scheduled for you to come in, I can make contact and say, okay, well, today is not going to be a good day. We'll have to push this out like maybe the first of the month. See, it gives the owner the excuse to keep pushing the date away. Because, you may come in and I don't like it. That's wasting my time. So website. So you say, oh, yeah, I do got a website, jewelrybybdk.com. And I, as the owner, say, oh, okay, well, I'll go on and I'll check your website and I'll see, look at your items. And if you don't mind, I'll get back with you. And you're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, no problem. And then on your website, I go to the website as the store owner and I'm looking, there's beautiful, clear pictures. Everything is organized. There's titles, there's descriptions, there's no misspelled words. Everything is absolutely amazing. Presentation, right? So I'm like, oh, shoot, well, wait a minute. I like these necklaces right here. I wonder if I can get these in wholesale. And you can have your wholesale sheet on your website. You can have the prices for every piece, what it would be wholesale, what it is retail, what they can buy it from you at wholesale, which is cheaper than they would buy it at retail. So they buy it from you at wholesale, which is less. They take it and then they mark it up and sell it at retail, right? So then it's like, oh, okay, well, everything is on the website. So I make contact with you. Well, hey, I was on your website and I saw those necklaces, those real colorful necklaces. I'd like to see some of those. When can you come in? Right? So you say when you can come in, but when you coming in with presentation, right? So you want to bring it in, how it's going to be tagged, how it's going to be packaged, all that good stuff. So the owner of the store doesn't have to do anything unless he or she wants to, right? So if I have these and I come up with real pretty packaging with a, real nice tag on it and some type of special bag or whatever way I want to package it, that's how I'm bringing it into the store. I'm not bringing it into the store loose like this. I'm just not doing that because that's not presentation. You want to bring it in, you want to have it to where it's already packaged. Now, if the owner says, well, I don't like the packaging, they could always take it out of the packaging and personalize it for themselves by putting their own tags, maybe putting their own bags with their own labels or whatever they want to do. That's cool. But for us, as artisans, we're bringing our stuff in packaged. It's packaged. It looks pretty. Just it's ready. All you got to do is take this and put this on your shelf. You don't want the owner to have to do anything more than what he or she has to, and that means buy your product from you and put it on their shelf. That's all you want them to do. That's it. No more. And it makes a whole lot of sense. But anyway, wanted to stop by. Today is Sunday. Ooh, I'm going to get out here and move around. Go do some stuff. I got a lot to do today, too. So I hope everybody is doing well. I was a little talkative this morning, but y'all know how I do. All right. Well, we'll talk soon, family.